You're listening to the Midwest's most dangerous podcast, Lockpod, Season 16, Episode 11, coming to you live from the NECA IBEW Power in Indiana Lake County Studios.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Morning.
I assume you had a late night like I did, watching the Cubbies win.
Go Cubbies.
Man, we've been down on them.
Alive. I am down on it. I don't think this is the
No,
best
I said
team.
we. I mean, I agree. I'm with you.
No, I agree. I agree.
But they're staying alive. That's what we should play, the Bee Gees.
Like John Cantrell said the other day in studio, he said you're supposed to win the games at home, and that's what the Cubs did. They lost the 2 games in Milwaukee. They won the 2 games at Wrigley, so Game 5 on Saturday in Milwaukee.
Let's hope we break that streak of home wins for the home team.
I'm just glad we have a pulse.
Yeah.
Hey, Jill, did you stay up and watch a game?
No.
Not a Cubbies.
She had her White Sox hat on.
Right. Jay Vez, what's up?
Sleeping.
What's up? For a little bit, and then I dozed off.
Yeah, dude. I was hurting for a while in the middle innings, and then I just got super excited towards the end of the game. I was wide awake.
Same. Yeah.
And then I had the issue of being totally amped up at 11:10 when the game ends, and you're like, I have to wake up and go to Lockpod tomorrow and be charming.
You know, I've noticed if
You
I
don't have to be charming.
I'm charming. Look at me.
I'm saying
you're the
don't have to be.
locomotive.
I am. Got my Nico Horner jersey on because Nico Horner is a freaking stud, and he needs more jersey sales.
He's
so
a
I
great
bought
hitter. When I get tired at night, you know what or when I'm like amped like that,
Oh no!
generally I'll have
It's
a
family-friendly
bowl of
one. I know,
cereal.
dude. Like,
I pull out that poster.
No, I have a bowl of raisin bran
that Farrah Fawcett poster that I use.
right here. It's a sticker, and that's not even her.
It is a
disgusting.
sticker.
No,
How we all use that poster when we were kids.
You know what always gets me tired? I don't know if this is by design or not, but Raisin Bran Crunch cereal and some blueberries, and I'm out.
Dude,
Really?
You
Yeah.
love Raisin Bran.
I do love Raisin Bran
Dude, he
Crunch.
was hell-bent on finding that when we were
Crunch,
in
John.
San
He
Francisco.
texted about it.
Yeah.
Crunch.
I always like,
Gotta be Raisin
if my
Bran
mom
Crunch.
made me eat Raisin Bran when I was a kid, I would cry. I think she would she doesn't love me anymore.
Yeah, this is an adult thing. I didn't do it when I was a kid. but
Raisins are
Raisin Bran
disgusting.
Crunch.
Raisins are disgusting.
Ugh.
No, man, that is a good
Gross.
cereal.
And
for
I
some reason I get tired.
But yeah, it would be a good cereal if it wasn't for the nasty little raisins in there.
no, man,
Right?
it's good. Loaded up with blueberries.
But yeah, I eat grapes though. Isn't grapes and
Yeah.
raisins? They're from like
Well,
They're
they're
the-
dried
they're the
grapes,
same.
right?
Yeah.
Raisins are
Yeah.
dried grapes.
Well, I don't like them dried.
All right.
Obviously.
We'll put grapes in your Raisin Bran.
I love how you guys are just casually talking about raisins as if Tom wasn't above the fold in 2 papers.
We
If
gotta
you
get to
Google
that.
him, he's in like just random counties across America for something that happened yesterday.
Yeah, and here we are.
And here we are just talking about Raisin Bran.
We're on
That's why
Lockpod.
we're the Midwest's most dangerous podcast.
That's why we're medium quality.
That's right.
Sleep
Well, we
tips
wanna-
from Kevin.
John, we want to lead you into the big news. You know, you can't just
That's
start
true.
with all
we
the,
are going
all
to
the
talk
good
about
stuff.
that. Yeah.
We're gonna do a half and half show. Actually, we have so much material from something that happened yesterday morning in a Hammond Police Department parking lot.
Ice, baby.
Oh, I like that.
I don't like what's going on in America. I just don't. I think it's a very dark time in our history. I think we're going to look back on this era 50 years from now if we're still a country, and we're going to be very, very embarrassed about the President of the United States and the militarization in American cities. That's for political reasons only. I mean, Chicago is not a hellscape. Chicago is not a dangerous place, and yet we have soldiers, armed soldiers, walking down the streets. It's a Department of War in the streets of Chicago. Department of War, Kevin. Isn't that cool? We're not the Department of Defense. We are the Department of War.
That's small dick energy.
Big time small dick energy. And Pete Hegseth is such a loser. It's like our government is being run by freaking morons. That Tom Homan had a $50,000 bribe forgiven. Oh, yeah. John Bunchich took $10,000, went to prison for 7 freaking years. Same exact type of situation. John Bunchich had his hands on $10,000. The Lake County Sheriff got indicted, got convicted, sent to prison for 7 years. $10,000. Tom Homan, he's the head of ICE, right? Or is he the head of Homeland?
John, what is his title officially? He's not Homeland Security. That's Kristi
It
Noem.
was immigration.
So Tom
Okay.
Homan has a $50,000 bribe, similar type of situation as John Bunchich, but that's forgiven because he's one of President Trump's guys.
I mean, you see that all over the internet. I haven't really
didn't
researched
read about
into that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to look into that. I mean, obviously it's unindicted,
All
right? He hasn't been
Next
indicted.
show.
but-
No,
Borders
it's
are.
been
Yeah, borders are. There
the
you go.
borders are. Thank
Yeah.
you. Next show will follow. Could we dig on that
Yeah.
next show?
Yeah,
I
we'll
want
look into
I
that.
want to learn more about it because I know that John Bunchich wasn't given the same courtesy when he was convicted of taking $10,000. I find it ironic that if you're one of Trump's guys, you could take $50,000 and that could be forgiven. given. I find that ironic, and this is the moron heading our border operations.
Yeah, we're going to find out more about that. I haven't heard whether or not that's true, not true. For all I know, it's an internet rumor, but we're going to look into it.
And then Kristi Noem, did you see the video of her in Chicago the other day? She had to take a pee. She had to go to the bathroom, so she walked up to one of the buildings to go to the bathroom, and they told her to get the fuck out of there. They're like, you are not allowed to pee here. Go away.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
that's
an
where we
example
are.
of where we are in the country. Like,
That's
there's
where
a
we are.
cabinet secretary, and we're so pissed at her, or certain people are so pissed at her that they won't let her take a pee in the bathroom. I mean, that's
Would you let her?
unfortunately
Would you
where
let
we
her go
are.
into your office? Kristi Noem shows up at Smith Thursday. Hey, can I use the restroom? I'd be like, get the hell out of here. You are not allowed to use the restroom. There is no way in hell I would let Kristi Noem anywhere near my restroom. She'd probably.
That is the title. There's the title.
She'd probably ruin the place.
I mean, I don't know what I would do. It's like because part of me says
we have to be goldfish.
Part of me says,
listen. Stop using my words against me.
I was going to say, part of me says, listen to Tom last episode, and
be
we
a
should move
goldfish.
on.
Be a goldfish.
Yeah.
Be a goldfish.
I'm not doing a very good job at being a goldfish.
See,
I'm not.
practice what you preach.
No, but
brother.
I'm not going way back. I don't like the current situation, and goldfish are aware of the current situation. Okay,
Fair enough.
I'm aware of what's going on in Chicago. I'm aware of what's going on in the country, but I'm not going to be like, hey, when George W. Bush was president, he did this. That's the goldfish stuff that I don't like. I don't like people like, hey, what about what Obama did? It's like, dude, Obama's been out of office for years now.
Like,
right?
how long
Stop
can you
bringing up
blame Biden and
Could
Clinton
I
and
like?
Obama?
Could I blame the former mayor Hammond for
Ed
shit?
Raskowski,
Yeah.
if he wouldn't.
That was a former that was
In the
mayor
70s.
in the 70s, right? The mayor when I took over was Mayor Didolo. That was 22 years ago. Can I still blame him if shit goes wrong for me? And somebody's like, "Why are you doing this with the Governor's Parkway Bridge?" Well, I'm like, "Well, don't you remember what Didolo did back?" It doesn't work. It does. It's not productive. It doesn't work. Let's deal with the situation at hand.
I think it kind of lessens your leadership in a way, because as a leader, you're like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm here to help and fix the city. I'm not here to blame somebody from 20 years ago.
Right.
It's like, move on. Tell me what you're going to do, not what somebody else did.
So that's the goldfish mentality. Is like when somebody brings up some stuff like that, and I do it on the show here because I hear it sometimes, mostly from John. Let's be honest. And I'd be like, "Be a goldfish, John," but John just threw it back at me, and he's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had it.
So anyway, fuck John.
Well, Kristi,
There's the title.
I would just. Kristi Noem wants to come use my bathroom. It's okay.
Kristi Noem, you're not allowed to
Wow.
use City Hammond bathrooms. Honestly,
That's
I
the
mean, I wouldn't
next
be happy
headline.
about it. I'd have some time to talk to her and kind of criticize her, but
Are you
she's
going to
gotta
yell at
take
her
a
through the
pee.
door? Or
Yeah,
what?
I might lock her in.
dude.
He's
That's
like, he's like,
kidnapping, isn't it?
Yeah, no shit.
hey, Kristi,
Yeah.
You're basically ICE at that
Yeah.
point.
I don't mean to bother you while you're in there, but I want to talk to you about some things.
It's just noises.
She's not allowed to use the bathroom in Hammond either.
All right.
In Hammond City buildings, there's a federal courthouse right there. Go use that bathroom, right?
Get the depends.
She probably doesn't even have to go through metal detectors because she's Department of Homeland Security.
She's
so
a cabinet secretary.
right. So anyway, obviously we're all paying attention in Hammond to what's going on in Chicago. I mean, we're neighbors. And I love that city. I love going to Chicago. I love walking around the streets of Chicago. I love riding my bike in Chicago. I love going to the beaches in Chicago. I stay regularly in Chicago.
Got her Chicago Cubs shirts on.
It's one of my favorite cities in the world. And that's why I live where I do. And I'm proud to live here. And what I hear coming from the President of the United States doesn't match reality. But the people that don't even take the time to go to Chicago to check it out for themselves, they just rely on the dear leader's words.
Or they're the ones that follow along on Facebook and
Right.
on social media, and they're like, I would never go to Chicago.
never.
It's a hellhole. It's dangerous.
Chicago is dangerous.
Right.
It's like you.
Well, it's the same thing we heard about San Francisco. San Francisco's disgusting and dirty, and then even John, right?
The parts I was in were pretty sweet.
There's
Yeah.
parts of San Francisco that suck.
Yeah.
There is, right? But if you don't go there, if you're not looking for it, you'll be amazed at how beautiful that city is. Jill, did you love San Francisco?
Yeah, been there twice.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? Doesn't match with the reality you hear. And I remember even me, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. Everybody knows that. And I was hearing stuff, and I hadn't been there in a while. And we all went back there for a Dead show a few years ago.
Yeah.
Driving, and I stayed there for 2 days by myself. And I was like, this place is amazing. What? It doesn't match with what you're hearing on Fox News, guys.
Right.
Go out and see it for yourself.
Go see it for yourself.
So anyway, we're all aware of what's going on in Chicago, and we're all sad about what's going on in Chicago. I'm sad about friends that are petrified to even take their kids to school. You know, I guarantee you if we looked at attendance records for Hammond schools yesterday, they would have been abysmal because there's Hispanic families that are afraid to even walk out the front door, much less take their kids to elementary school or high school or whatever.
It's impacting a lot of people. In fact, I talked to somebody yesterday whose stepdad is a Vietnam vet, and he's Hispanic, and he is afraid to go out. He's a Vietnam. I mean, he's documented. He's afraid to go out.
Right.
I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he won't. He's afraid they're going to mistake him for somebody, like mistake him for not documented. He won't have his license on him. He's afraid he's going to get arrested.
So, like, I know that this isn't in order on the pat. I just sort of want to set the stage before we jump into what happened, if you guys don't mind. So, do you mind if I go out of order?
No,
a
let's
little bit?
do it.
So, I see stuff like this. John, could you go to the priest video?
Yeah.
Like, you see stuff like this leading up to a meeting we had with the Hammond PD just the other day, okay? I see videos like this where there's a priest at an ICE facility in Illinois, and the priest is, like, praying up to 3 ICE officers that are standing on the roof of the building. He's praying to them.
He has his arms extended.
He has his arms extended. He's doing a prayer, and then the ICE agents shoot him in the head with a pepper ball. A priest. He's got his collar on and the whole thing, and he's praying to them, and they shoot him in the head with a pepper ball, and they're just like on the roof just laughing at him. There was no reason for that. There was no reason to shoot this guy, and they shoot him with a pepper ball, and they just sit there and laugh. You got the video?
When I recorded them doing that, I looked down, I panned down to the ground, and then that's when I saw the pastor and some people on the ground as well. And so there was nothing that was...
Oh, that's him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Hit right on the top of the head by a pepper ball.
And so
Right here.
there was
Boom.
nothing that was provoking it. He wasn't doing anything that was being seen as anything threatening. And when I saw him
Oh, he
getting
just got sprayed in the face?
I was thinking that this was so surreal. And when
That's
I
a
saw him getting sprayed in the face, I was thinking that this was so surreal. Everything was happening around me. I've been to many different protests over my life. Never have I experienced anything like this.
Ready to link arms.
Okay. So we got things like this happening. And then how about this one?
This is masked. Okay, this is masked, militarized, like basically like troops. You see a guy that's a priest. I just can't imagine your mindset when you say, hey, there's a priest. Let me throw this pepper spray right in his face.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Throw.
Yeah,
Shoot.
shoot
They
down,
shot
and
with
then
the
they
air
pepper
gun.
sprayed him. Like,
Yeah,
and
well,
both.
First they shot him.
Sure.
And then they sprayed him on the ground.
So the mindset has to be, I do not fear any punishment for my actions.
Yeah.
That's the message that they have to be getting from above. Do what you have to do. Don't kill anyone. Do what you have to do. Don't do what you have to do to, secure your spot. I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, there is no fear. There has to be no fear of them for punishment from their supervisor or above that.
Okay. How about this one? ICE agent pepper spray Chicago police officers. This is a good one.
Come on, man. Tomorrow it's you.
Saturday, October 4th.
Y'all, you know that was fucked up. Y'all know that was fucked up. Y'all know
That's
that
a
was
cop
fucked
saying
up.
that.
Okay, hey, John. So you see how, like, in Chicago PD is trying to, like, keep the protesters away from the federal officers. This is exactly what I fear as the Hammond's mayor, okay? So all the protesters are filming. Now, in this case, about 6 Chicago police officers get pepper sprayed by the federal government, by ICE agents, right? And they're sitting there choking, and these are uniformed Chicago police officers. But now all these viral videos that are going around have Chicago PD also along with the ICE officers, and people just sort of associate them all together. It's like, I don't want Hammond PD associated with these assholes. I want them to have nothing to do with ICE officers and the constitutional violations they're committing.
That are going unchecked.
Yeah. They'll pepper spray a priest. They'll pepper spray Chicago PD. How about the next one? A lady taking her kid to school. A lady taking her daughter to school, and they arrest her right in front of the daughter. That's this one. They're in her car. They're pulling her out. Her daughter's in her minivan. Her daughter's in there.
Wait, you guys came to the school to do this?
You have a warrant. They haven't
ask for a warrant.
They're all
My name is
masked, by the way.
Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
You're going to record this. Don't get it closer from me, all right? Like, cool? Just stay back, please. You're being arrested for it,
Yeah, but you guys came to the school?
Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, this is, and you know, I'm sure there's thousands of ICE arrests that go on for bad guys that are fine. But, like, this is the kind of stuff that is being put on social media, and they don't care. Like, you don't see anything from ICE with a statement about this. Like, this woman was this, we were doing this. She resisted.
Was she's a dangerous felon, I guess. This mom that's taking her daughter to school is a dangerous felon? No, she's not a dangerous felon. That's what they told us they'd be doing.
Yep.
We're going to be getting dangerous felon. This lady's not a dangerous felon.
Now I feel like they're just trying to get a quota. Like, oh, we need to get 3 million people. And Stephen Miller and everybody else says we need to do, you know, Kristi Noem and everybody from D.C. says we got to do this. Don't worry about punishment. Just get these people in detention.
So we got all this swirling around here. And obviously I'm in charge of a police department. And I see the Chicago police officers getting pepper sprayed. I see them getting caught up in the same videos as ICE agents. And they're sort of being associated with the ICE agents because it's, you know, it's both, you know, police officers, you know, standing together. And I wanted nothing to do with it. So we had a long meeting. That was Monday, right, Kev? Tuesday. That was Tuesday. That was the
Wednesday.
PD meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have a long meeting on Wednesday, and all the police captains are there. The mayor and my staff. Kevin's there. Scott's there. Megan's there. The whole staff is there. Meeting with PD, and we have a long meeting about ICE. Right, Kevin?
Yeah.
And we wanted. What was the purpose of the meeting, Kevin? So
I think just to really. I think actually. I thought it was a really good meeting because it wasn't. It was like probably 15 minutes of discussion, and the mayor said to the captains and to the chiefs, "Hey, this is where I'm at on this issue. I want to hear from you honestly. I don't. In fact, I remember this specifically. The mayor said, I don't want yes men, guys. I don't want yes people. I want people to tell me how they feel about this issue because we have to be ready for it because before you know it, it's going to be in our backyard."
Yeah. So and by the way, it was the day before what went down.
Yeah.
So we were
timing.
literally like,
That's crazy.
Great timing. So that was what irked me so much about this, John. Okay. So like we go around the room. I come in. I'm basically, my position is this when I'm coming into this meeting. Fuck ICE. Okay, we support all of our federal partners. I'm a pro-law enforcement mayor. I have 22-year track record of always supporting the cops. I support the state police. I support the county police. I support all local police. I support our federal partners, DEA, FBI, the U.S. attorneys, ATF. Whoever comes forward, we've always been a pro-law enforcement city. My community is pro-law enforcement. Mm-hmm. We all support the cops in Hammond.
Have great relationships with the federal partners. Have great relationship with the state partners. And local partners. I mean, the Hammond Police Department and you have had over 22 years great relationships with law enforcement.
When I ran for Congress, one of the issues that was big during that campaign was defund the police.
Yeah.
And I was out there saying, no way. We cannot defund the police in Hammond. Are you crazy? If we defund the police, my city's going to go south, right? Yeah. And I lost that race. That was definitely one of the issues I lost it over. It was my support for law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So Todd Rokita, all you goons on the right, you can't tell me I don't support law enforcement. I am a law enforcement supporter. My father-in-law was a New York cop, and he'd be proud of me what I'm doing right now. Yep. Okay? So I am 100% law enforcement supporter, but I don't support ICE. I don't support people violating constitutional rights, pepper spraying moms, shooting priests with pepper ball. I don't support that, and I want my government to have nothing to do with it. Nothing. So we have private property. Like if ICE came to my house, Kevin, and they said, I'm coming in there. I think you're detaining illegals. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house. And they can't.
If you don't have a warrant.
They can't walk in. Right. That's my private property. They're not welcome on my property, right? Mm-hmm. So I come into that meeting the other day with the cops, Kevin. I'm like, fuck ICE. I want nothing to do with them. Drew?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You obviously were a lot. You said it in different words.
I'm on LockPod.
Right.
I'm on LockPod.
Exactly.
Am I allowed to speak on LockPod normally?
Yes. No, I'm just saying it was more than just a
I'm on LockPod.
Right.
And I realize I'm getting quoted by the newspapers from LockPod, right? But I'm on LockPod, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to say that's my position.
Yeah, I just want to make sure our listening audience knows that it wasn't just the mayor walking in and saying F ICE and blah, blah, blah.
It was a lot more reasonable. And
it was a big discussion.
It was an hour-long discussion.
Yeah, it was a long discussion. So I don't want people to think like, oh, the mayor walked in and said F ICE and everybody said, all right, mayor, F ICE.
No.
Right.
The reason I'm pointing that out is when I walked in, I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. I don't want you guys to support it. I don't believe they're a real police agency. right? Because police agencies wear body cams. They don't cover their face. They care about people's constitutional rights. So I'm like, I want you guys to have nothing to do with that.
Well, also you pointed out, I think this is an important point you made, Tom, is that you said, and another thing is that if we find ourselves in these viral videos, people are going to blame you guys.
That's right.
All the work we've done within our community to build up the trust and support we have for our police department will go away if we end up in a viral video because we are sitting there when ICE is arresting and dragging moms out of cars and things like that.
Trust in the community is our currency. Yeah. That people of Hammond trust the Hammond Police Department. And if we get caught in pictures and viral videos supporting these stormtroopers, we're going to lose respect from Hammond residents, right? So we have a great meeting, right?
Yes.
I got turned around as a mayor. I walk in there. My position was no support for ICE. And I walk out of there. Basically, we all agreed on one thing. What was that, Kevin?
Yeah. So
after going around the room and hearing from every captain, every chief in the Hammond Police Department, I walked out of there with a compromise with the PD.
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting and a good point. This is why you have meetings like this, and Mayor's really good at this. He's really good at getting the information that he needs to make a decision, and then he makes a decision. And the police officers and the captains and the chiefs were very adamant that, Mayor, we have a duty, not just to citizens, but we have a duty to law enforcement as well, to make sure if they're in harm's way, we have to help them. So if there's a ICE officer that's getting the shit kicked out of him or is in danger and they call for help, we have an obligation and duty to help them.
That was unanimous in the room.
Yeah, everybody felt that.
Outside of me walking in.
Yeah.
I was like, I want nothing to do with them. And all the officers in the room, to a person, was like, Mayor, life and liberty. We got to protect
life and limb. Yeah.
Life and limb. Mm-hmm. If these guys are in danger, we got to protect them.
And they call us.
Just like we would protect any citizen that was in danger, even if we didn't like that. Like if there was a convicted felon running through our streets and the residents of Hammond were beating the shit out of him, that would be our job. Even though that person repulses us, our job would be to protect him from getting beat on, right?
Well, I thought it was interesting that some of the officers in there even said, Mayor, if I saw an ICE agent throw an old lady to the ground and I was there, I'd tell him to stop.
Right.
Wow.
So we go around the room. And we all make an agreement after this hour-long meeting, the day before we were tested, we're not going to help ICE. ICE is not welcome in the city of Hammond. The only thing we're going to do for ICE is protect them from life and limb. If they're in danger, we'll protect them.
We're not going to get in their way. We're not going to stop them. Right.
But we're not going to be caught in videos with them. We're not going to be helping them terrorize the residents of the city of Hammond. So we walk out. I feel like I made a compromise. I'm like, that was a great meeting. I walked out like super happy with myself. Like, we had a great meeting with the PD. The officers, I'm sure, respected my position. I certainly respect their position. We walked out and we're all on the same page.
And I think it was important for the timing. It's crazy how good the timing was, but I think it was important for the brass at the police to hear your position and to talk through it. It was literally a good half hour or more discussion.
It was a great meeting.
Real good meeting.
We had and I think that's why I get such great support from the police officers, honestly, because they know I respect them like crazy and I'll fight for them, right? And I came in, I had a position, and it was modified because of me talking to the officers and agreeing with their position, by the way.
And I think that's what you want, by the way, folks, out of an elected official, a mayor, someone that's in a leadership position. You want them to take information in, and ultimately they get to make the decision, but it's not just some blind decision they make.
Right.
They do it based on information and facts.
So imagine my surprise the next morning when I get called from the chief of police saying...
Early, too, by the way.
Yeah, like a 6:45 call. Mayor, ICE is in the parking lot at Hammond PD right now. They're like holding a prep meeting. And I was like, Chief, what the fuck are you telling me right now? I was like, we just had a meeting on this yesterday. This is exactly what we were talking about. I was 6:45 a.m., like on 100, like right off the bat. I'm like, what the hell is going on, Chief? We had this literal conversation yesterday, and ICE is, in the parking lot at Hammond PD. So I jump in my car, right? Mm-hmm. Kevin Smith is in Munster already at Smith Sursick, jumps in his car, and we're all hauling ass to the PD at 6:45 in the morning.
And this is from a security camera?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, no, that, obviously the PD is very well monitored. Yeah. And
so this is them in the HPD parking lot.
Right. It looks like what they're doing here is consolidating into that van.
They're getting ready for their day of work. For lack of a better job,
they're
right?
frisking someone.
Yeah,
over
dude,
here.
they're carrying around. It looks like the prisoners are in the individual cars.
Oh wow!
And they're taking the prisoners out of.
And
they're putting them
John.
in that transport van, and then that transport van probably goes to the permanent ICE facility, and then they deport them.
And just kind of to give people a little bit of a geographic information here, or geographic reference, this parking lot is right in between two busy streets. But about 500 to 1,000 feet to the west is a gated federal parking lot.
A federal courthouse.
Which is, obviously, these are federal officers. I don't know if they didn't know it was there or whatever, but just, to me, it was like much more convenient for them as federal officers, and not giving anybody a heads up, by the way, to just go to that lot.
See, the thing I don't like about this is my residents, I don't want my residents driving by the Hammond Police Department seeing a bunch of ICE officers in the parking lot of Hammond PD, because we don't support them. We don't support them. We want nothing to do with ICE. Like, go to your own goddamn parking lot, ICE agents. Get the fuck out of Hammond public property, because Hammond is a 40% Hispanic city. 40% of my bosses are being terrorized by those ICE agents, and they want me to cooperate with 4 out of 10 of my bosses are being terrorized, and they're afraid to walk out of their house and to take their kids to school, and they want me to cooperate. Get the hell off our property, ICE. You're not welcome here.
I think the important point there is that the chance that this would be misinterpreted as the city of Hammond administration, the police department cooperating. And it's not that, by the way, again, the city of Hammond and the mayor's been very clear about this to his police officers and everybody. We're not getting in the way of what ICE is doing. What we're doing is we're not participating in what they're doing.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
we have nothing to do with them.
And if
they want to walk
around,
they want to walk around and terrorize Hammond residents. I can't control that because they're from the federal government, right? What I can control is our private property. And if they want to come in and use our facilities, get the fuck out of here. Go to the federal courthouse and use the facilities. You don't need to use the facilities at the Hammond PD. That's where I am on ICE.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of the point that legally we were making with folks from ICE. Was like, hey, absent an agreement, absent a written agreement, or at least some understanding that you're going to use city property, you can't use it to operate federal operations out of. Now, like, for example, when there's a DEA raid, when there's an ATF raid, when there's FBI or the U.S. Marshals, there is communication all the time between the HPD.
Are with them.
Yes, and that's what's so crazy about this is these guys just show up. It has to be really made clear. There was no communication between ICE, Homeland Security, and the Hammond Police Department. None.
They just show up. And the thing is, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but if my residents see that occurring, they think we're part of it. I'm not.
Correct.
It's against everything I stand for as a mayor. It's terrorizing the community. I have nothing to do with this. That's why they are not welcome on city property. They are not welcome. Until the day I die, I will maintain this insistence. Like, if you're violating people's constitutional right, my boss's rights, I don't support you. I don't care what kind of pressure gets put on me by the governor and by the dumbass attorney general. I'm talking about Todd Rokita. Okay, I don't care. This is my job. City property is what we're in control of, and those people aren't allowed on it.
Yeah, and I think, and the mayor said this a couple times. He said, to their credit, when we asked them to relocate, they did. So there wasn't like this big to do.
That's true.
Yeah, and so
but it became a big to do.
Well, it became a big to do once the newspaper got it and everything.
Well,
like
when
that.
I got that picture, I knew instantly it was gold. I'm like, this is gold.
Well, and again, I think it was so important for you to get out in front of it, so that because could you imagine if someone else posted this and said, "Look what's happening in Hammond. ICE is there, and the mayor is behind this,
and we have to worry about that.
Hammond Police Department is behind it."
I do have. That's a legitimate worry because I have internet warriors out in the streets that are like, they think they're the real media, and they would drop this in a heartbeat if they could.
And the response would have been,
yes,
Mayor Tom is helping ICE.
Right.
I guarantee you. That's why I was so happy when you got out in front of this.
So I posted this yesterday morning, right as soon as I got home from the police department. Statement from Mayor Thomas McDermott Jr. This morning, armed federal ICE agents were observed staging an operation in the parking lot of the Hammond Police Department. Let me be clear. Hammond does not have any agreement or partnerships with ICE that authorize them to use our city's facilities or property for their operations. It's deeply concerning that federal agents would enter and use Hammond's property without permission, especially when the federal courthouse is located just 1 block west of our police headquarters. Upon being notified, city officials immediately informed ICE agents that they were not authorized to stage operations on Hammond property. To their credit, the agents complied and relocated their operations elsewhere within the city.
Great. I think great statement, Mayor.
By the way, it also was a notice to my residents. ICE is in town. If I see ICE anywhere, I'm posting it on social media because that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't want my residents operating in fear, and I don't want my residents getting tackled and hauled away. And I'm going to warn them every chance I get. If ICE calls me up and says, Mayor, we're doing a huge operation on Harrison Street, I'm going to be like, thank you, ICE officer. And I'm going to say, ICE agent just called me and said they're doing a huge operation on Harrison Street, and I'm dropping it on social media.
Yeah, I think obviously, Mayor, you've said this. I just want to make sure we're good on this. Is that if ICE is in with a valid warrant and to get a bad guy, that's different than that's
your words.
Yeah. So and
everybody, hey, we all got to choose our path here.
Yep.
Like Kevin, you said something to me a long time ago about Todd Rokita. Do you mind me bringing this up?
Depends on what it is.
I don't know. It was kind of
Kevin points out something like during World War II. I'm not going to say it. During World War II, how would people have reacted?
Yeah.
If you were in, Germany during World War II and Jewish people were being rounded up and put on trains, how would you have reacted? Would you have turned it, hey, I know where some Jews are, and then you turn them in? Is that how you have reacted? Or would you be one of the people that's trying to help them and hide them and protect them? I mean, I'm sure that was a big dilemma for people in the 1930s and 1940s in Germany. What are we going to do? It's obvious that our federal government is getting more antagonistic towards the Jewish people. So how would you have reacted? I would like to think in 1930s, 1940s Germany, I would have reacted the right way, and I would have protected Jewish people. I would like to think that, right? I think we're being tested right now, Kevin. I do. I think that we're being tested right now.
Yeah, and I give Tom a lot of credit because it's not easy because you hear this all the time. If you're silent, you're complicit. And I mean this because I've known Tom a long time, and there's one thing Tom is not, and that's silent. I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He makes sure you know what he thinks. And sometimes to his detriment. I mean, you got to, by doing this, by putting his opinion out there on this issue, he's made himself a target. I mean, I don't think anybody can doubt that, but he also stands by his convictions. It's something, man. It's a time, and Tom points this out. Like, what would you have done back then? What do you do now? Where do you stand now?
I love that whole thing, Kevin. That's why I brought it up. What would you have done if you were in Germany in 1939? Yeah. What would you have done? Would you have been part of the solution or part of the problem?
Or do you just kind of go along because I don't want to be in trouble?
I want to be quiet because I know what they're doing is horrifying, but they're just putting them on trains, right?
But those are your neighbors and your friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't, what are they going to do to me?
Right. Exactly. Or I have a government contract. I can't say anything.
Yeah. We're in a weird time. We're in a very weird time.
So we explained the lead up to this event. We explained what actually happened, and then I posted that social media post yesterday. And as of this morning, over 500,000 people have read that Facebook post. I thought it was going to be more.
That's a lot. Wow.
No, I did. No, I was.
That's pretty good.
What an asshole.
I had 15. I thought it was going to be more. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What
wrong with
the
you
fuck is going on?
people?
What the fuck? Share that shit. Like, what the hell? No, I did.
Come on, Lock Potters.
What the hell is going on with Lock Pod, right? No, the reason I thought it was going to be more is because it had over 1,600 shares. And I'm like, if each person shares it, like if Jill shared that post and all of Jill's friends see it, Jill's got hundreds of friends, you know what I'm saying? So you start doing the math. I'm like, 1,600 people shared this thing as of this morning to all their friends, right? And then I looked this morning at the analytics. It was 500,000 people.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's basically every resident in Lake County, basically, which is awesome.
So did you get reaction what was like?
Yeah, it's interesting when you make national news,
right?
The comments. Because honestly, if you would have said yesterday, what do you think is going to happen comment-wise? I said, I'm going to be a rock star. Mm-hmm. People are going to love me. Well, that wasn't so true.
I mean, I think it's both ways. Both ways.
It's become the issue of our time based on the comments. I've never seen so down the middle.
Really?
On left. Yeah.
Well,
we're
I
gonna
think
read some of those.
I think it's interesting because like my local, so Facebook friends.
Yeah, let's look at those.
It's more like local, right?
John, you got this.
I think on Facebook friends. I think I'm.
And you kind of know these people, right? We know these people.
Okay,
right?
so I'll just go down. I'm not going to say their names. I'm just going to read their statement.
Okay, I won't show it on the screen.
Mayor Thomas McDermott Jr. rocks. The sheer arrogance is stupefying. I'm just reading them all. Bravo. I'd expect nothing less. Great job, Mayor. Well done. We don't need this in Hammond. Your quick reaction handling this issue was appreciated. That was Ronnie Prestimer, by the way, the sponsor of the show. Too bad you can't make them leave the area entirely. The Gestapo is getting closer. This is exactly the kind of leadership Hammond needs. Thank you, Mayor. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Great job, Mayor. I hope they know that Hammond restaurants and restrooms are for residents and visitors only and not for uninvited federal agents. Thank you, Mayor Tom. Great job in fast action. Mayor for governor. How many are Proud Boys or J6ers just asking for a friend? So you get an idea.
Yeah.
Facebook, I was pretty popular, right? I think it was like on Facebook with my friends, 90 to 10. So if I just read my Facebook comments, which I try not to, by the way, but yesterday I was, I think I'm...
Well, you want to get a temperature.
I'm like a rock star on
Sure.
Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And then I get to work, which is where we get emails from all over the country.
Yes.
And, okay, so I'll just read off the area code, and then I'll read off what they said, okay?
Yep.
So area code 815. While I live in Munster...
That's
unusual.
weird, too, because they have an 815 area code.
815 area code.
Must have moved from Illinois.
I live in Munster, but we share a border. And he put an A in border, by the way. But anyway, you need to stop putting your personal views before the safety of your town and surrounding towns. How dare you not let ICE use the police station parking lot to stage... Whatever. It's illegible after that.
The taxpayers do.
Oh, you don't
He
know
was
that
upset.
taxpayers do. Yeah.
He's pissed.
Okay. 414 area code. Thank you and bravo for standing up to the vigilante army. Your bravery and honesty will spread. 219. Thank you for doing the right thing regarding ICE. There's a lot of scared people right now.
That's our area code, 219.
630. Lock Potter, not from Hammond.
Yes.
Thank you for your stand on ICE using Hammond properties.
Damn, I love that Lockpot ended up in the mayor's inbox in City Hall.
Thank you, Sharon C.
Hell
we love
yeah.
you, Lock Potter. Sharon C. We love you. Thank you for the message. 219 area code. Thank you for protecting our city and not allowing ICE to hurt our citizens.
All right, that's local, right? All right, here we go. Oh,
319 area code.
319.
Iowa.
What part of illegal doesn't Mayor McDermott not understand? ICE is ridding America of illegals. As far as families being separated, put the blame where it belongs on the illegals. They knew they were doing was wrong. Can I come to your city and do illegal things and you will protect me? I need more money. Can I come there and just take some?
What?
The reason I need more money is because my tax money is being spent on people living in this country illegally. If tax money wasn't spent on illegals, then I would pay less in taxes, therefore giving me more money. That's a real letter.
Whoa. That's like, hi, I've been watching Newsmax or some other crazy station all day, and I just typed what they told me.
But it's also...
Whoa.
Tom didn't say any of this.
No.
You're just putting words in his mouth. Like you're creating a narrative. That
Can
he
I
didn't
come
even-
to your city and just take some money? What?
SB1, buddy. We don't have any.
Yeah, that's right.
What part of illegal doesn't Mayor understand? What
It's a double negative
What did you
anyway,
say
but-
that you don't understand what illegal... Okay, anyway.
219 area code. I'm curious why you support illegal immigrants in our country and them causing so much issues here, and you're okay with that? I'm curious why.
When did you say that? I'm just curious.
I'm not sure.
When have you ever said that?
It just like takes on a life of its own.
Fucking proofread before you say
Yeah,
it.
well,
This is to the
that
mayor,
doesn't
by the
happen
way.
anymore.
You're sending a freaking letter to the mayor, for God's sakes, right? 219 area code. Thank you for keeping your city safe. We appreciate all that you do. Keep up the great work. 219 area code. Saw where you told ICE they could not use the police parking lot as staging ground. It's a shame that you back people that are in this country illegally. 219 area code. Thank you for standing up to ICE. You have my full support. Please keep fighting for the good fight, sir.
That's a busy mailbag. We didn't even have John do mailbag.
I know, 918 area code. I recently read your comments about the presence of ICE in Hammond, and I want to express how deeply impressed I am by your stance on what's happening in our country and your willingness to stand up and fight for what's right. Although I live far from Hammond in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I can still feel your passion for building a better future, even across the miles that separate us. Please know that I stand with you and fully support your efforts.
That's a nice. That's a. And by the way, well written. No
right?
issues with grammar.
Very nice.
Very nice.
712 area code.
Wow.
I'm planning a trip to New Jersey and had planned to overnight in Hammond. It was shocking to see that you don't cooperate with federal law enforcement. That tells me that your city is unsafe, and I will no longer plan on stopping overnight in Hammond.
I'm okay.
Oh, no.
You're going to be missed.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny.
This is my favorite one, though.
Which
Can I
one?
read this one, Tom?
Yeah, please.
360 area code. Pretty short one. Says, you are a dick.
And
That's
Dick
it.
Dick
That's
is
the
in
message.
capital letters.
Yeah.
Let's
That
call,
could- that should
let's
be my
call
new
that
nickname.
person.
That would be funny.
Call him on the air.
Hi, this is Mayor Tom. You called me a dick. What
Is this referring to ICE or just a general?
Is this
Do you
Marissa-
know me, or is
This
this
is
just
Marissa's-
about this one issue?
It's Marissa's burner account.
Yeah. That is funny.
So anyway, that was a day yesterday.
That was a day.
Yeah, and it gave us half of a Lockbot episode.
Thank you.
so,
Thank
yeah.
you, Ice.
So that's the first half of our show. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
By the way, stick around. We've got actually some really interesting stuff that came up recently about the Super Bowl halftime show and how it relates to Charlie Kirk's Charlie Kirk's I don't want to say former, his Turning Point USA, and also talk about Trump seems to be making good on his promise to go after his political enemies.
Good.
All right, we're going to come back after some ads and do those topics. So
we're gonna do all of our ads, and the second half of the show will be ad free. So stick with us through the ads, and we will be right back with the second half of the show. We'll start off with our premier and studio sponsor, Powering Indiana Lake County, is our source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes alike. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltonsberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and metal business cards and printing. Always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outdoor patio serving its award-winning craft beer, a chef-driven food menu, and craft cocktails on draft. Their brewing equipment and production facility offer a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their new food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site, just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer.
Kuklakis Law. Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Kuklakis Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue, call 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis Law, Hablamos Español.
The branding room floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and nameless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, The Branding Room Floor, providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestmer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. Prestmer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Calumet Brewing. It's not about the miles you ran, the perfect score, or even the final victory. It's about the joy in the journey, the high fives after a friendly game, the feeling of accomplishment, the shared laughter. That's the moment worth toasting. With only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, Michelob Ultra is the refreshing, crisp reward that makes the moment better. Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Head over to the Cal Brew or the Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for more info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beer and cheers responsibly. Thanks to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County. And thanks for sticking around to our listeners.
Dude, and by the way, if you're a new listener, follow us. We're on every Tuesday and Friday, and it's always pretty awesome show. In my opinion.
Subscribe to us on Apple Pods, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting streaming
Grindr,
service.
Stitcher, Spitzer,
Yes,
all that
stuff.
Yeah.
iHeartRadio.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of fish.
There are a lot of new listeners, and it's hard to keep up with chat this morning.
Oh,
It's very active.
Is that what you were laughing about?
Yeah, because I'm just I just glanced at the first one I saw, and this is how intense chat was this morning. The comment is, "You're calling me inbred. That's how stupid you are." So I don't know. I mean, let's everybody. We can. I still believe it or not, we can disagree and still love each other. So I don't know what's going on in chat, but let's dial it down.
Was that in response to something? Or was
Yes.
That
I don't think we did say inbred.
No.
I was like, what?
It was in response to someone else, and I don't even know what it was, but chat's pretty lively today.
I love it. Thank you, chat.
Chat is a part of the show that we love very much. That's why we have it's like a live brawl room, a brawl room,
like the Aragon Brawl Room.
The brawl room, right?
On brawl.
So,
yes. All right. So this was interesting. I'm not a Bad Bunny fan. I don't even know a Bad Bunny song I'm sure you do.
Back
Tom.
in the day, Bad Bunny was on our list for Festival of the Lakes.
Yeah, and so he's a well-known.
And we didn't get him. Nope, not good enough for us, Bad Bunny. Get the hell out of here. Now he's headlining
some big ones.
No, he's headlining a super. We also passed up. Who else? What was the rapper out of Chicago? He got
Chance.
Chance the Rapper.
Yes.
We passed him up. I'm like, Chance the Rapper.
Big
Fuck that
guy. I can't think of his name now.
Oh yeah.
But so Bad Bunny was announced.
Chris Stapleton.
Thank
Chris
you.
Stapleton. Yeah, we don't want that guy.
He just sold out Notre Dame.
We had him win. So Bad Bunny was announced as the Super Bowl halftime show. Great. I mean, it is what it is. Some years I like the halftime show. Some years I don't. But it's the Super Bowl, so the Super Bowl.
Who was it last year?
Last
Kendrick,
year
right?
was Kendrick Lamar.
Like
And then they had the.
Dr. Dre,
well, I was
Snoop
going
Dogg
to
the
say
year before.
all the old time old school rappers. That was really good. They've had great. They've had
Rihanna.
They've had Janet Jackson. Obviously, they've had Bruce Springsteen.
Nipplegate.
They've had the Who. They've had on and on and on. So
the Who.
Yeah, they've had a lot of good.
I know.
Good. Tom Petty one year that was good. They had Bruce Springsteen. So anyway,
but let's be honest. All the rock ones, it's been forever.
Forever, yeah.
Those
days are
But they're all like 80.
And they're trying to tune into the younger crowd, right? And by the way, they're trying to tune into
the younger crowd is watching the Super Bowl.
Foo Fighters would have been somebody like that would be badass.
Yeah, Foo Fighters would be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember Prince?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember Prince. I was
biblical.
There. I was in the rain.
What?
Listening to Purple Rain. Yeah,
no, you were not.
I was there.
Did you? That's
great. That was Bears.
I've never seen Prince.
Phenomenal. Purple Rain in the Rain.
I was so sad when he died.
I was too.
Kevin, we were in Vegas one time, and Prince had a residency, and I was like, you want to go? And then we were talking about it, and we decided going to some club was probably more important. And we skipped the freaking Prince show, and he died a couple months later. Man, I was so pissed about
one of
that.
Those things.
Yeah.
So Bad Bunny gets announced, and there's immediate backlash from folks that are, I guess, I don't know how to describe them, to the right, conservative, whatever. And a lot of their controversy was. A lot of the things they criticized
John's
Bad Bunny
got a bunny
about,
on his hat.
Hold on.
That's Psycho Bunny.
Psycho Bunny.
Was they cited his past opposition to Donald Trump and use of Spanish in his performances.
Spanish? Yeah. That's illegal, isn't it?
So he defended his role during his October 4th Saturday Night Live monologue, affirming his American identity as a Puerto Rican and mocking the backlash. So this is about a minute of Bad Bunny on Saturday Night Live.
You might not know these, but I'm doing the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy, and I think everyone is happy about it. Even Fox News.
Bad Bunny is my favorite musician, and he should be the next president.
After taking aim at the conservative news network, the 31-year-old shares a heartfelt message in the bilingual monologue before getting a quick joke in for all non-Spanish speakers.
De todo, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar. And if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
That's it. So
What did he say?
4 months. Yes, 4 months. I mean, the guy's Puerto
What did he
Rican.
say? What did he say?
I don't even know.
I don't
Who
know.
knows? We need the
Anyone
translation.
Did you
on
see
that.
Duolingo did a promo where the first, I think it was 1,000 or something. It's free Duolingo to learn Spanish.
That's
for
cool.
4 months. Yeah.
Oh, I would do
nice.
that. I would do that.
Have you seen those new AirPods that translate for you if you put them in your ears?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is awesome.
It's really awesome, but I like that takes away from your brain like trying to learn the language. I mean, it's good if you just need.
I'm
need
fucking
it.
56, bro.
I
I'm
know,
not learning freaking French right now.
When I
okay?
was in
if I go to Paris, so I'm throwing those bad boys in.
Man, when I was in
yeah,
Spain,
go ahead
I
and
was
study,
like,
dude. Go
I
ahead.
want to.
awesome.
I want. They sound
with
really
Tom.
cool.
That's cool.
No, I agree with you. They
You
do
know the
sound
screwed up
awesome.
part is they'll like talk to you conversationally and you'll get it all, and then they're like, okay, answer, and you're like, oh no. I understand perfectly what you said, but I don't know how to get it back to you.
Tom said he's going to France and then says Uno. I think it's
mean,
the wrong country.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you guys really feel though about Bad Bunny? Is he going to do all Spanish or
Yeah,
not?
No,
I thought he
didn't
said
say
he
all
was.
Spanish.
Really?
That does seem a little ridiculous to me. Let's be honest. I
He
mean,
should do more.
He's
He should do-
popular.
He's popular. He's whatever. I mean, but I guess in response, then Turning Point USA throws this up.
Oh yeah.
And they say, Turning Point USA presents the All-American. By the way, last time I
good.
checked,
Kid
if you're-
Rock, great.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Totally Kid Rock.
Totally Kid Rock.
It's going to
Right.
be Kid Rock and who? And by the way, last time
Kid
I
Rock
checked.
and what's the one with the bow and arrow? Ted Nugent.
There you go. That's
Christ.
now that's an All-American halftime show,
Right,
man.
yeah.
But I mean, isn't it true that if you're Puerto Rican, you're American? Last time I checked.
I thought
True.
so.
That's so
Yeah.
True.
The All-American
Not when a hurricane hits.
non-Puerto Rican halftime show, apparently. Celebrating faith, family, and freedom on February 8th. Now, here's the thing I liked. More info and musical artists to be announced. So we don't have them yet.
We already got two of them for you.
We're going to follow them along.
Ted Nugent, are you available?
Kid Rock is.
Yeah.
So we'll follow that. We'll see what happens with the All-American halftime show.
Halftime's going to be lit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So anyway, this segment now is sort of like a lot of stuff happened this week, not just with ICE, but with the Department of Justice. And it's scary stuff. You know, you'd like to think Lady Justice is blind. And I'm going to leave it to you whether or not you think Lady Justice is blind or not, because there's 3 indictments that went down this week that are hard
recently
to stomach. 2 of them were filed by a U.S. attorney herself, too, right, Kev?
Yeah, that's been the interesting thing is the Eastern District of Virginia, which is historically a very, very well-respected district in the federal court system. They replaced a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney there and replaced it with one of Trump's lawyers who had never been a prosecutor.
Right.
And she has been, and also, from what I know about federal court grand juries is that the U.S. attorney doesn't present. It's usually one of the deputy U.S. attorneys.
So Lindsay Halligan.
Or, I'm sorry, assistant U.S. attorneys.
This is Lindsay Halligan. She's an ally of the former president. She is now the U.S. attorney.
Current president.
The current president. She's the U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, and she's a lawyer and a prosecutor who has never prosecuted a single criminal case before.
Right, and she presented James Comey's and Leticia James's.
So Leticia James, let's start with that one. Leticia James's indictment just went down. Justice Department has indicted New York Attorney General Leticia James on mortgage fraud charges tied to a home purchase she made in Virginia in 2023. According to the indictment, James allegedly lied on her loan application, saying the Norfolk house would be her primary residence, even though she was living and working full-time as a New York Attorney General. Prosecutors claim she used that false statement to secure a better mortgage rate. Fucking crime of the century, man.
And basically, the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Eastern District of Virginia is now using their time to prosecute somebody on a mortgage fraud application. And I've also read, like, even nationally, they're taking U.S. attorneys off of, like, big drug cases to prosecute smaller
sex crimes.
Yeah, sex crimes, big to prosecute other type of things like ICE immigration charges, things like that. And so there's definitely a shift in priorities here. And look, the president, obviously, he was indicted. He was, Leticia James took him to court in New York. And it just, we've talked about this. It's like, when is it going to stop? Fine. And by the way,
goldfish.
He's over. He got through all that. And I'm not saying it had to be fun at all, right? But it is very obvious that this is political retribution. I mean, how can it not be?
James's lawyer says this is nothing more than a paperwork mistake, that the home was actually purchased for her niece and that she had never intended to mislead anyone. So the nation's top Trump critic in New York, the woman who sued the Trump organization and won a major civil verdict, is now facing a federal criminal indictment herself from a Trump-installed prosecutor.
Well, let her defend it in court, like she made.
Yeah,
Trump.
but John, that's
it's hard for me to feel bad about this one. I got to be honest.
Okay, let's go to the
nasty
next
woman.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Campaigned on
John,
getting Trump.
Lady Justice.
That doesn't mean she gets.
Lady Justice.
I
isn't
understand,
supposed to target.
but
how would you feel if you were targeted by Lady Justice? Because of lockpot or something.
She did the same.
Did she?
You're saying yes? That was a nasty case. Nasty case.
James Comey indictment. Can we go on to this one? Big development out of Virginia. Former FBI Director James Comey has been federally indicted. On September 25th, 2025, a grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia returned a 2-count indictment charging James Comey with making a false statement to Congress and obstructing a congressional proceeding. These charges stem from Comey's September 30th, 2020. September 30th, 2020, by the way.
Yeah, he got indicted on the last
5 years
day
ago, right?
Of it before the statute ran, yep.
Where he was questioned about the FBI's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election and whether he had authorized others at the FBI to serve as anonymous sources to the media. The indictment claims that his denial to the Senate, in particular, that he had not authorized somebody in the FBI to be an anonymous source, was false. It further alleges that Comey then corruptly endeavored to influence, obstruct, and impede the Senate's investigation. If convicted, Comey could face up to 5 years in prison.
And
he has pleaded not guilty, by the way.
Yeah, the thing that was interesting about that is there's a lot of what appears to be leaks out of that district office or the U.S. district. I'm messing this up. U.S. Attorney's Office of the Eastern District of Virginia. That career prosecutors in the Virginia office repeatedly and reportedly recommended against the charges, saying that the evidence didn't support probable cause and that it was it was not worth prosecuting. So then that's when Trump installed Lindsay Halligan. She presented. 1 or 2 of the charges that she wanted weren't even accepted by the grand jury. So,
and it was on the last day of the statute of limitations?
It was. So there's definitely some pressure being put on federal prosecutors to bring indictments.
James Comey, for his part, has expressed his innocence and urged trust in the judicial process. In a video after the indictment, Mr. Comey said, "My heart is broken for the Department of Justice. I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I am innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith."
Where did it go wrong with Comey and Trump? Because you could go back to that first election and say
he was
Comey handed him the election.
A lot of Democrats feel that's what happened.
Yeah, by announcing Hillary's investigation right before the election.
Correct.
By announcing Hillary's emails in the investigation 2 weeks before the election. It swung the election enough where Donald Trump's
I think it helped.
Oh, without a doubt.
Certainly.
I mean, if you ask the Clintons, I bet they specifically hold him responsible.
I don't
for
think
her
the Clintons are crying that James Comey was indicted.
I agree.
There's no love lost between Democrats and James Comey. But like going back to what I said earlier about Lady Justice being blind, it's scary when Lady Justice takes off the blindfold and targets a citizen of America.
All you heard about Trump, all you heard from Trump before he was president the second term was and his allies was the weaponization of the Justice Department.
True.
And I feel that's
true.
exactly what's happening. So, like, if you agree that the Justice Department was weaponized against Donald Trump, and I think a lot of people on the right do, then how can you not say how can you not say the exact same thing is happening right now and he's weaponizing the Justice Department? And I think that's where it gets back to, like, when is this going to stop?
We need a president that's not a little baby.
Yeah, hopefully the next the next president is.
I hope
this
to
needs
God
to,
that
we need somebody like Obama, and I realize Obama can't run again, but somebody that's a big enough person that cares enough about the office that they could let the petty grievances go
and respects the office. I mean,
right. Okay, next federal indictment.
All I'm saying, hold on, Tom.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, it's hard to blame him. Like, that New York case was just so nasty. I mean, he actually
it was nasty.
I think he sucks for doing this.
It was nasty. And John, I think I hear you. I can't imagine that he's real happy about that, right? And he's pissed. But he's now the president. And it's kind of like, you got bigger things to worry about. I just wish he wouldn't be like, okay, let's go after Leticia James over a mortgage fraud case. Like, just move.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Like, he's busy doing stuff like trying to get peace in Israel and Gaza. That, to me, is something that I want my president to do.
We got to talk about that maybe the next episode, because there's so much going on every
Let's talk
day.
about Federal Reserve Board member Lisa Cook. Now, this lady is on the Federal Reserve Board, and I'd say 98% of Americans don't even know what the Federal Reserve Board is, okay? But this board is responsible for the U.S. economy, all right? And they're fiercely independent. They're an independent organization because you don't want politics involved with the economy, because if politics were injected into the Federal Reserve, they would just start lowering interest rates like crazy to spur the economy, which would create inflation and eat away at all of our savings.
And just to show you how independent they are, the people that that govern the Federal Reserve are called governors, Board of Governors, and their terms are 15 years. So it spans multiple presidents.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it isn't. That's exactly why they do
Jerome
it.
Powell was appointed by Trump.
Yes.
And he's still on the federal. He was reappointed by Biden. And Trump hates him now and blames him for everything, calls him stupid.
Yet he appointed him.
He appointed him in the first place. But he doesn't want you to know that because most people don't know what the Federal Reserve is, right?
Yes.
So Lisa Cook sits on the Federal Reserve Board. And what's Lisa Cook's problem? First off, she's an African-American woman. I think Trump has a problem with that, okay? And secondly, she was appointed by Biden, and I know Trump has a problem with that. And third, she also believes that we need to maintain the economy and we shouldn't lower interest rates too quickly because she's afraid of inflation, which there's a number of governors, including Jerome Powell, that are afraid of lowering interest rates too quickly will just reignite inflation, and that causes everybody problems.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's a total disagreement on the Federal Reserve Board about what should happen with the economy.
But there's pressure from the president.
The president wants us to lower interest rates right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to bully the Federal Reserve Board into lowering interest rates, and there's people like Lisa Cook and Jerome Powell that are holding strong because they fear if they lower interest rates too much, it's going to reignite inflation.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So what do? She's got a 15-year term, Kevin. So what does Donald Trump do? Let's indict her.
Well, he hasn't been indicted yet. She's under investigation.
Okay. Lisa Cook, a member of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, one of the most powerful economic policymakers in the country. This hits especially hard because it touches on the independence of the Fed, one of the few institutions that's supposed to stay above politics. Here's what we know. Lisa Cook, is accused of mortgage fraud. Another case of mortgage fraud, by the way, right? Specifically claiming 2 different homes as her primary residence, one in Michigan and another in Georgia back in 2021. That's important because her primary residence qualify for lower mortgage rates and better loan terms.
Yeah.
So basically, he has indicted her. And by the way, if you're a federal official, you have multiple homes. You have your home. Like if I was ever hired by the federal government, I would have my home in Hammond, right? And then maybe you also buy a home in Washington, D.C. because you have 2 different residences. You travel back and forth between your homes. And sometimes you get favorable tax advantages on both sides.
So what happened was Trump tried to say that he was going to fire her for cause, which is kind of a legal term, right? That there's a reason to fire you. And this came out after Trump's guy, Bill Pulte at the FHFA, which is the Federal Housing Finance Authority, said that she had, allegedly lied on a second mortgage application. But the issue is whether or not Trump actually has the authority to fire her, right?
Yeah. So basically, to recap, we now have the New York Attorney General, the former FBI director, and a sitting Federal Reserve Board member all under indictment or investigation in cases that critics say are politically motivated.
Yeah.
So here I am telling ICE to get the hell out of my parking lot.
Yikes. I mean, the one thing I would say about Cook is that
if anything happens to me, I'm bringing it to Lockpod. I'm just saying, honestly, if anything happens to me, Lockpodders, I'm bringing it right here because we all know that I'm clean as a whistle. And if suddenly I have problems from the federal government, we know what it's related to.
Well, I just hope that
I hope that
the president and everybody, we have to tone down a lot of this rhetoric, and we got to get back to normal.
If you're a Democrat, you're an enemy of the state, and you need to be investigated, and indicted, and thrown in prison.
We have a lot of friends that are Republicans, and I respect their opinions. And this has just gotten crazy. And the problem is it's now trickling down through the streets of the country, and there are people that actually are supporting ICE, being roughhousing people on the street.
Because I don't inherently disagree with ICE, but some of these videos just don't look good. And by the way, I think it's personally bad for the GOP brand come the midterms.
I can't wait till the midterms.
All they're doing
man,
is giving they're organizing the left on
throw
these
these videos every minute of every
Donald Trump,
campaign ad.
We're gonna kick your ass so bad.
If
next
we have
year.
elections.
We're going to kick his ass so bad. You're going to lose the House.
Right.
You're going to lose the Senate. And then the investigations begin, Donald. Don't have a goldfish memory for the people to get elected next year. Don't have a goldfish memory. Go in there and do your damn jobs because we have a tyrant running the country right now, man.
We'll see. I mean, redistricting may impact that. But this is the excitement of season, whatever we're going to be on, 18 or 20 next year.
So, hey, let's finish off with something funny.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty heavy show. So we're going to finish off with a question that Donald Trump took recently. And it's pretty
funny.
Why don't you explain what habeas corpus is before we jump in? Ken?
Yeah, so habeas corpus is a way for, if you are imprisoned, you can petition and say, hey, I shouldn't be here. Please let me out.
Right.
And the federal court usually
habeas
is
corpus
the one
actually means
it's actually in the
attached to body or
Constitution.
something like that?
Yeah, it's something with the body. Corpus is obviously body.
Right. It's like attached to the body or something like that.
And usually the writ of habeas corpus is inviolate, meaning that it exists at all times unless at certain times where you can suspend
like
it
Civil
during
War.
time of war, right?
The Civil War it was suspended by, which
President
means
Lincoln,
we didn't have constitutional rights during the Civil War.
Yeah, he declared martial law and the writ of habeas corpus
you couldn't
was
just
suspended.
you couldn't during the Civil War. You couldn't go out and say, I think the South's got a couple really good points. If you said that, you could be arrested during the Civil War.
Which is scary.
Because habeas corpus was suspended. And that was done by Abraham Lincoln, by the way.
Yep.
So,
it takes something like a Civil War for you to suspend habeas corpus.
World War II.
Yeah. I think it was
Japanese soldiers were in prison.
Yep, you're right.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play this video. And we're going to come back because there's one tweet that happened after that's hilarious. So why don't we go ahead and play the video, and then we'll read the tweet, and we'll send you on your way.
Thank you, sir. I also have two questions for you, if I may. Have you given any more thought to possibly suspending habeas corpus to not only deal with these insurrectionists across the nation, but also to continue rapidly deporting illegal aliens?
Yeah, it's suspending who?
Habeas corpus, sir.
Oh. I don't know. I'd rather leave that to Kristi. What do you think?
No, sir, I haven't been a part of any discussions on that.
So, he thinks habeas corpus is a person, right?
I don't know that guy.
And then a tweet comes out, Canada hates Trump is the handle, right? And the tweet comes out and says, I'm pretty sure if Trump finds out who habeas corpus is, he's going to do everything in his power to try to deport him, given his Latin roots, which is pretty funny. I don't know who that is.
That was really funny, I thought. So
heavy show.
Wrap us up.
Thanks, Jill, for everything. Another excellent episode in the books. Javez.
A lot of people watching and listening. It's great
show.
For all of our new listeners, follow the show. We're on Tuesdays and Fridays. We appreciate you. Thanks to our sponsors. We appreciate you. And to Kevin Smith, thank you for hosting and coming to you from the Locomotive. We appreciate you all, and we love our country, and we support our federal officers. The real officers that follow the Constitution. So God bless America. God bless the police departments across our country. And let's all be safe out there and keep loving each other. Appreciate you all. See you on Tuesday when we come back. Season 16, episode 11 is in the books, and Lockpot is out. Take care, everybody.